Hello everyone! Ganun talaga. Hello everyone. Hey, welcome back! I'm glad you're here for another episode of Conversations with RD Abelio. Today, in this episode, we're going to be talking about you. So, let's talk about you. Let's have this conversation about you. Alam nyo ba na ang tawag sa atin ay human being? Hindi naman tayo tinawag na human doing. Alam naman natin yun eh. We all know that we're human beings. We're not just human doings. However, in life, we give value and respect to people more for what they do rather than who they are. I'll give you an example. You're having a conversation with someone in a party. Tapos may inintroduce sa'yo. Kunwari, inintroduce sa akin si Lyle. So Lyle, this is RD. RD, this is Lyle. Pare, minsan ganun pa yung bati. Di ba? Pare, kamay ka and all that stuff. Normally, the second thing that you're gonna do is either ask the person, where do you work, what do you do, or exchange cards. Kung may business card pang available today. Gumagamit pa yata ng business card ang mga tao, But exchange business cards. Normally, when you exchange business cards, the next thing that you look at, aside from the name, is the position. Di ba? Binigyan, nag-exchange ko ng business card. Pagtingin ko sa business card ni Lyle, sabi niya, executive producer. Wow. Medyo iba na. Dati, pare ang tawag ko sa kanya, di ba? I say, pare, how are you? Yun yung bati ko sa kanya. But I know he's an executive producer and he might just well be producing my show here on YouTube channel called Conversations with Arya Melio. So, nag-iiba ngayon yung dating ko sa kanya based on what he's doing, not who he is as a person. So, minsan ganun tayo eh. We give value and respect to people more by what they do rather than who they are. But let's not forget, una tayong nilikha as a human being. We were created as human beings with certain strengths, with unique strengths, and also with weaknesses. Tanggapin natin yon. In this conversation, we're gonna be talking about why do we need to value a person rather than a person, not just for what he does, but who he is. And the basic premise behind that is, if you take a look at your life today, you have so many roles. Ang daming roles and responsibilities natin bilang tao. For example, I'll take myself as an example. I'm number one, a husband, a father, a brother. I'm also a consultant, a coach, a trainer, a speaker, a bar owner, a boss. My staff calls me boss. Although ayoko naman talaga nun, pero tawag sa akin boss. Sige, okay lang. I'm a partner kasi I have other businesses. I'm a stockholder. I'm a shareholder. So I have so many roles and responsibilities. Minsan, nakakalimutan na ng tao si RD. Ganun din tayong lahat. Just think about, ano ba ang mga responsibilidad natin sa buhay? What are our roles in life? Some of you are fathers, mothers. Some of you are husbands, wives, partners. You are also, you hold a position in your company. Or maybe you're a business owner. You're a partner in a business. You're a consultant of some sort. You're this, you're that. You have so many titles, but oftentimes we forget who we are. And we have to go back to that. Because I said in the first episode, if you remember, you are the most appreciable asset. Ikaw. You will appreciate. If you work, remember this, your laptops, your desks, your office, everything that you use will all depreciate. Your car, your motor, yung motor natin, magde-depreciate yan. In fact, the minute it goes out of the showroom depreciated na yan eh. Pero ang tao, constantly yan nag-appreciate. Once we understand that we have to focus on who we are and our strengths. What we do naturally, yan, importante yan. Because it's important for us to say that this is what I do naturally and I'll focus more time and effort doing what I do best. That's how you become the best version of yourself. We hear the term often, di ba? Best version of yourself, etc. But how do you really do that? You do that because you want to focus on your strengths. Ano yung natural sa'yo? For me, this comes natural. Talking in front of the camera, talking in front of people. I just like to talk. Because that is a strength of mine. The Gallup Strength Finder, that's number 2. Communication is a strength. And that happens to be my second strength. And so that's why I don't just want to age in my career, but I want to grow in my career. So I'm able to take a look at that and say, what are strengths that were deposited in me? I remember reading a book written by John Mason. It's called An Enemy Called Average. And in that book, he says, our talents, strengths, and abilities, okay, were deposited in us, never to be withdrawn. So all of us have a deposit, whether that's in GCash, Maya. Ang Maya kasi may account na yan, di ba? Yung savings account. Pina-plug ko na kayo, so hopefully sumama na kayo sa show namin, okay? Or sa mga bangko, di ba? Meron kayong deposito sa bangko, nagbukas kayo or pinabukas sa inyo ng kumpanya ninyo ng ATM account ninyo. So, your money is deposited there. Yung sahod ninyo, dine-deposit dyan. Yung sweldo natin, it's all deposited there. But how does the bank earn interest? They earn interest, or you earn interest on your money when the bank uses your money. Okay, following? So, ganun din sa strengths natin. With our strengths, it's deposited in us. By whom? By our Creator. The one who made us knows us. And the one who made us deposited in us certain strengths that He will not withdraw. Hindi niya withdrawin yan, but it's up to us to earn the interest. And how do we earn the interest? We have to use our talents, strengths, gifts, and abilities. Otherwise, it could be taken from us, or it just remains dormant. We don't live our full life. We don't live according to our full potentials. So what's important to understand is we have to earn the interest. How? By constantly using our strengths, our talents, our gifts, and our abilities. That's part of our being. I'll go back to that. One of the strengths, as I said earlier, is communication. But communication is also a skill. Don't get me wrong. Not just because wala naman akong talent or skill in communication, so I can't communicate well. I can't have conversations with people. No, it's also a skill that you can learn over time. I just happen to have it as a strength. So when I use it, and I've been in the business of speaking, doing workshops, coaching, and consulting for 26 years now. And when I constantly use those talents, gifts, and abilities, it returns investments on me. ROI, return on investment. That's how money grows in the bank, and that's how your strengths grow when you begin to use it. Now, I had a conversation with my RM ang tawag sa kanila, relationship manager sa bangko. So I sat down with him and I said, so I understand that my money earns when you use, kung nagpahiram kayo. So I deposit my money in your bank, and then if someone wants to buy a house, they'll take out a loan. If someone wants to buy a car, they'll take out a loan. Kung may gustong bumili ng motor, hihiram sa inyo, papahiramin ninyo. Tama? Sabi niya, yes, that's correct, sir. Tapos, pag nagbayad ng principal and interest, I earn part of that interest. Of course, the bank has to earn. I also earn. Now, sabi niya sa akin, interesting, sabi niya sa akin, sir, ang nagbe-benefit nun, yung borrower. Sabi ko, ha? Kala ko dapat ako magbe-benefit dun sa interest. Sabi niya, yes, you earn the interest, but the benefit is the borrower. Sabi ko, how does the borrower benefit? Well, because, sir, if they borrow money, your money, which is deposited in our bank, now they have a new home. Now they have a new car. Now they have a new motorcycle that they can use for business. So they directly benefit from the loan of your money. What you get in return is the interest. Sabi ko, okay. So I look at that now and I relate it to our strengths, our individual strengths. If you continue to use it, other people will benefit from it. When I got into public speaking, training, workshops, my purpose was to be able to add value to other people. Whether it was a small seminar, a big convention that I keynoted in, or a coaching, or one-on-one, or hosting, or maybe a talk show, my purpose was to add value to others by what I do, using my strengths, the strength of communication. And as a result of that, because I did it over several years, I began to earn the interest. And when my agent had a conversation with me about insurance and asked me, what age do you plan to retire? Sabi ko, parang I don't plan to retire. I plan to slow down. Pero for me, retirement is RE-TIREMENT. Retirement. In other words, pagpudpud na yung gulong ng sasakyan mo o ng motor mo, you retire it. Lagyan mo ng bagong tires, then you can go further again. For me, that's what retirement means. Because you use your strengths to the best of your abilities. Pag nag-slow down or nag-retire ka, it means that you're just doing more of what you've been naturally gifted in. And you go further, even in your old age. So how do you know what your strengths are? Many people say, ako RD, kailangan ko pa mag-assessment test para lang malaman yung strengths ko. Well, if you don't have time or if you don't have the resources to go through an assessment like that, then you can just ask yourself, what comes natural to you? In other words, ito yung pag ginagawa natin, yung talagang nawawala ka sa oras. That's what you call in the zone. Diba? There's sometimes that some of you may be good at editing photos or good at editing videos na minsan pag nag-edit ka, talagang nawawala ka na sa oras, nakakalimutan mo mag-lunch, nakakalimutan mo mag-dinner, or you just pass the time. And pagtingin mo sa sarili mo, parang, oh my gosh, anong oras na? That's being in the zone. And it also shows you glimpses of genius or brilliance. Ito yung sometimes people have a hard time thinking about strategies on how to achieve the goal or the target for the year. Then when you look at the goal and the target, for you, in your mind, you're just thinking, oh, that's easy. It's just step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. This is the plan of action for step 1, plan of action for step 2, plan of action for step 3. That's strategic thinking. There are many, including myself, who are not very strategic. But for others, they just look at it and they say, oh, that's easy. These are the 3 initiatives that we need to do. Or minsan, yung data, di ba? May ang daming numero sa presentation. Yung iba talagang nag-iisip na, I don't know how to make sense of the number or the numbers that are presented. And then all of a sudden, someone says, oh, okay, so here I can see here that this is where we need to cut our losses. This is where we need to improve more so that we can have more sales, etc., etc. That's analytical, being analytical, thinking and just taking a look at all these numbers and making sense of the numbers. Better yet, these people who are very analytical in nature know also how to tell the story behind the numbers. Hindi lang yung kung magkano ang dip sa benta o ano yung produktong mataas ang benta, pero bakit kaya nilang ikwento yun. O kaya nag-dip tong ganito kasi naalala nyo nung panahon ng ganito kasi may kwento yan eh. Yun. When people are like that, you know that that is their strength. You know that that comes naturally to them. And that's one good way. That's just the first step, but that's one good way to know what comes natural to you. So you don't have to necessarily take assessments. You just have to ask yourself. Take some time, ask yourself, and journal. Importante yung sinusulat nyo. Saan ba talaga ako magaling? Hindi lang yun. Not just saan ka magaling. People actually validate you for that. They even say, alam mo, diyan ka magaling. I've seen you operate in that and wow, kung ako, linggo ang binibilang ko para gawin yan. You, hours or even just a day. to be able to think about it and to be able to do it. You don't have to go through so many assessments. Just focus on you, focus on yourself, and ask yourself, what do I do best? And it's always good to do that. In fact, I encourage you to do it every day. Just think about it. What do I do every day? What's something I do good every day? Then write it down, write it down, write it down. By the time 1 week comes, for sure, you'll see one common thread among all the things that you wrote down. And that, most often than not, becomes your strength or your talent or your unique ability. And that wraps up our conversations with RD Avelio. I'll see you all next time. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. The bell. Click, follow, and like.